Hey yoga friends, so I thought I'd show you today a little bit about this yoga to relax practice, how I came up with it, and give you some ideas about how you might customize a practice to work for you. So when I make a practice like this yoga to relax, or when I make a group class, it's going to be pretty generic. And then like with this generic template, then have the ability to customize things based on an individual. So when you look at postures for relaxing, those things are going to be forward bends and twists. So these are postures, posture families that are more relaxing, and they help to calm the nervous system down. And so if you look at this practice that I made, there is a forward bend here in this Chakravarkasana. Laying on your back with your knees to your chest is a forward bend. And here's a reclining twist, and another forward bend, and another forward bend. But then, okay, what's the deal with this thing? It's a backward bend. So if you're going to use a yoga to relax sequence, that means that it's probably going to be towards the end of the day when you are trying to go to sleep. And at the end of the day, you know, back bends are a little bit more energizing, so you wouldn't necessarily want those at the end of the day, but back bends can do two things. One, back bends, when you do a little bit of strengthening of the back, that can help your low back to relax more. And this isn't like a particularly strengthening back bend. So if I had somebody with a really tight low back, I might instead do something like Bhujangasana, so a prone back bend instead, to really strengthen these muscles in the back a little bit more strongly than this kneeling one. However, this kneeling lunge, the benefit of that one is going to be compensating for sitting at the desk. So if you have been sitting a lot during the day, this one in particular is really nice for stretching the hip flexors, the psoas, and up along the front of the shoulder as you lift your arm. And so if you've been sitting a lot, I would stick with this one, or if you've got a tight low back in general, I might do some kind of prone back bend instead of this. So this is an option. And then we have in here, down here at number 5, this is kind of a forward bend. You got like this knees to chest action, and then you have the straightening of the legs. So this is helping to extend the spine. So technically this is an axial extension posture, and also it is sort of mimicking the shape of this seated forward bend that we do next. So it's a good preparation for that. Okay, so let's say you know, let's say that we're going to stick with this sequence in black as I wrote it. And you can also take this template of a practice and add in some breathing techniques as well. So when we're looking to relax, to affect the nervous system, this is called a Langana practice. And Langana is talking about it being more restorative and restful, and turning on the parasympathetic nervous system. Oh, there you go. Langana right there. And so it's the same physical stuff that we talked about earlier, forward bends and twists. And to create this Langana effect, this calming effect on the nervous system, we want to work on increasing the exhale and also increasing suspension, which is the hold at the end of the exhale. So because this is a pretty short practice, what I would do is really primarily focus on lengthening the exhale. So we have this little bit of a back bend in here, so I would actually begin, I think, with lengthening the inhale and exhale, just to practice slowing the whole breath down. So I might do, we're doing 3 repetitions on each side. So I might do a 4-second inhale, and then a 5-second inhale and exhale, and then a 6-second inhale and exhale. And then once we've practiced lengthening the inhale and exhale, then when we get to these twists and these forward bends, then we can work on lengthening the exhale. So this is long enough effect on the breath. This is long enough effect in the body. And so we want to match, anytime we're working with lengthening the exhale, to also match it to a longana kind of posture. So when we get down here into this twist, then we might do these alternating side to side. Maybe we do that just breathing naturally, and then when we get to 3 breaths on each side, we could do an exhale 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds. And then it's nice to have a break, especially since this is a short practice. We're gonna have just a little break here and not do anything with the breath on this number 5 posture. And then when we get to this seated forward bend again, when we get to this stay 3 breaths, you can work on lengthening the exhale again. So if 5, 6, 7 works for you, you could stay with 5, 6, 7, or you could even go with 6, 7, 8. So so we could say lengthen exhale, 1 second each breath, or you could set a count for it. So that's just an idea of how you could play with lengthening the exhale to get this more calming effect when you practice twists and forward bends. And then we just have like this very simple back bend here. Again, this is a nice stretch for the hip flexors after being in this folded position. And it's nice and gentle. You only do it 3 times. It's just to compensate for that forward bend. And then if you want, you can do a little bit of Apanasana. And then, yay, you get to rest. And then you might, since we've done this practice with the breath, you might sit up and do a dedicated breathing practice for a little bit. So you could maybe start with inhale and exhale 4 counts. And you would keep your inhale at 4 seconds the whole time. And then go to 6 seconds. And we already went to 8 seconds in our practice. So you can go up to 8 seconds and then maybe try 9. And maybe even go for 10. And then whatever you get to, like whatever your maximum ratio is, then you would do that 12 times. And then you would back down again. So you might go down to 4 and 8, and then 4 and 6, and then going back to 4 and 4. So that gives you an idea of how I would take a framework of a practice and then customize it. So if somebody is interested in getting into some of the more subtle techniques of yoga, we could work on these breathing practices to add to the posture practice, or depending on what somebody's doing during the rest of their daily life, it can change what kind of poses we put into this framework. So hope you enjoyed, and let me know if you have any questions and if you'd like me to design a yoga practice for you. That's something I can do for you via Skype or in person. You can visit omchantress.com for details, or you can send me an email at flissy@omchantress.com. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. There you go. Bye-bye.